Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Today's reading is about seeing the best version of ourselves, the best absolute version of you, the most grateful, and what it would look like. That's such a beautiful concept because it eliminates so much of our ego-driven behaviors, how we appear to others. That's when we take pause before we respond to somebody so it can be in a graceful, loving manner as opposed to some knee-jerk reaction, anger, envy, or anything on that level. Now I wanted to introduce the new deck that I'm going to be using after two, and I'll hopefully do a quick flip through at the end. It is the Dark Fairy Tale deck, La Scarabeo. I watched Cherry's flip through of a sister deck, I believe, of this, and the art was just so beautiful, so I went and checked this out and I was really impressed with it. And even the writing in the book, you get, a book with it, but it's very succinct. It's like 2 sentences for each card, but it's on that cool kind of like Halloweeny edge type of thing, so it's perfect for this type of year. So I'm also going to be using this beautiful deck. These are the cards that are out there right now, the Animal Allies and Gemstone Guardian cards. And the thing that's cool about these are they're actually double-sided. You have your gemstone on one side and then you have your animal on the other. So one asks a question and the other answers it. And they're very beautiful, and they really are about being our best selves and being awake to, all our potentials and everything. So we have 3 choices. Number 1 is the crow, number 2 is dragonfly, and number 3 is eagle. And I'm always inspired to do these types of reads after I watch Colette Baron read, and I was watching some of her works earlier and I was almost brought to tears because she said the most beautiful thing, and it was so simple. And she's like, nothing is built overnight. So why are we so impatient? Why are we rushing towards this future when we could be ignoring everything along the path? We could be ignoring all these beautiful opportunities, and also an awareness factor of our best self and how we're treating others and how we're living, right? I mean, this is like being in the now and practicing gratitude. We get life-altering results that are like that because you benefit constantly. You notice every little thing. For instance, we just went for a family walk in the park, and everywhere I was looking, I saw pairs of monarch butterflies. They were out in our backyard when I was playing volleyball earlier. Then they were all over, and the weirdest thing happened. There's a water fountain with like this little red barn, and this girl passed by, and on the back of each one of her upper arms there was a monarch butterfly, like a pair of them, and I kept seeing them all day in pairs. And it's because I was really alert to what was going on in nature and symbolism and what was going on around me that I was able to tune into this. And I just thought it was just such a great synchronistic kind of moment. So I wasn't planning for the future, I wasn't in my head, I was absolutely present in the moment. And that is how we can be our best version, because we're seeing what's not really being said, we're hearing every little thing, all the nuances, and it's really wonderful to participate in life like that. So we're going to start with number 1, which is the crow. Now I'm loving this because it says, messages come to you in many ways. You are an objective observer. You are mindful. Your intuition is getting stronger and more comfortable. And our intuition really does work the best when we're absolutely present. We're noticing details, right? We're using our 5 senses. So I pay attention to guidance from the divine. I'm a magnet for all of the good things in life. I align with my spiritual strength. And the crystal that goes with this is lodestone. So it says, what are you drawing into your life? Are you getting alerts or warnings to pay attention? Are you getting stiff joints? Are you maybe not moving, stretching enough? Are you getting alerts? Are you not paying attention to certain bills coming in? Emails that might be important? Are you missing out on work opportunities? Like I remember when Divine was talking about a book offer that had come in for her, but she was so busy doing other things that she missed the deadline of that. And she was like, wow. So this is about checking our intuition, checking our real messages, being available, alert, and looking out for all these opportunities, right? Because you may be receiving prophetic or predictive indicators of things to come. There are many ways to hear and learn. So take notice and remember that a warning isn't always a negative thing. Absolutely. I mean, that it's one of those things where People can speak in nuances. It could be happening at your workplace. Your boss can be dropping hints that either you need to step up or that you're lined up for a raise. People really sometimes just don't come out of the gate and explain everything. So if you watch body language and you read facial expressions, it's emotions are a language of their own. So when we're tuned into that, we can garner a lot of meaning out of that. And I'm going to pull you one tarot card, and I'm going to read some of the great like the little information that was in the book that was just really touching. And I loved that it was just kind of like a little, I don't know, it just had this neat flavor. And look at the artwork. Isn't this stunning? This is the 9 of Swords. The color is really beautiful. If you want to go over to my Instagram, I put a whole bunch in the grass and I photographed them, and they looked so otherworldly beautiful that I was like really blown away. It was really, really neat. So let's see. I'm going to try to see where I have this in the book. This is of Swords. So let's see what's going on here. And this is number 9. I thought this was really succinct and so beautiful. I'm just going to go in the book and get it, because as we know, usually 9 of Swords is like not the greatest thing, and 10 of Swords certainly isn't either. But I loved how simplistic and neat this really was. Okay, let's see. And I like these kinds of books because they don't overwhelm you. There isn't a million things in there. It's just very one sentence, 2 sentence, which is very beautiful too. And if you're new at tarot, this is ideal, this kind of format. All right, let's see what's going on. So Swords. It's always when I'm looking for something that I can't see it. Okay, here we go. I really like this. It is saying attacks from without are never as cruel as the ones from within the mind. Self-inflicted wounds cause the most pain. So this is, to alert us that we are our harshest critics, and we sometimes can blow things way out of proportion. And if we don't voice this fear or whatever we have inside us with other people, it will create this kind of phantom hugeness that doesn't belong to it, right? So really ask yourself, is this true? What I'm thinking, is it even true? Did I hurt that person as much as I thought I hurt them? And also, was I wounded? What part did I play? Just that sort of question of asking ourselves, how honest we're being with ourselves, because oftentimes things get really blown out of proportion. We're so quick to criticize like what we're doing and what's going on, as opposed to praise ourselves. So we remember those things more. So we have to learn to evaluate and do the flip side of that, and remember the good things more often, and take away the critical, self-critical evaluation, because it can be very damaging, and we deserve to be, treat ourselves well. So we're going to have one more thing to see how we can elevate. And you have the Dove card, which is saying, I am blessed with nurturing vibrations wherever I go. And we really are. So we have to remember to plug into that, especially in nature. I am gentle with myself. I enjoy loving relationships. I allow love into my life, and I receive prophetic visions that bring clarity and shine a light on my path. And this really, really does pertain to being aware and using your 5 senses. And most importantly, just living in the presence, having your eyes open and being alert to what is going on around us, right? And then we have optical calcite. Do you feel loved? I mean, do you? And who provides that for you? Are you a loving person? Are you peaceful? Nurture dreams of peace. It's time to allow a gentle, loving vibration of purity and peace to embrace you in your life. So let yourself feel supported and ignite the light of hope that's in your heart. So open up so the divine inspiration can enlighten you and bring clarity to you on all level. And again, oftentimes this is just about slowing down. We're not in a race. We're not trying to hit some finish line. We're really going to have new and wonderful discoveries when we just slow it down a little bit, and we really enhance all those senses that we have. So beautiful energy, group 1. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. I felt really inspired to do this when I was listening to some speakers today, because we can turn on that best version of ourselves whenever we choose to. So why don't we just begin today? And I'll give you an example. Like, sometimes I can get so caught up in my work, I don't want to go out and exercise or stop the flow of what's going on, but I know that's a necessary part of my health. And today I was just like, I made a vow this morning. I said, I'm absolutely going to do this, and I'm going to pace myself throughout the day so I have the energy for that. And I just did it. Now I feel good. So it's like that little handshake you have with yourself. Listen, if you want to participate in self-care, furthering education, whatever it is, make a little vow to yourself and take that first step, because then it'll become a habit, and then it'll become, a ritual with yourself where you're caring for yourself, and regardless of whatever that is. Okay, so the next is Dragonfly, saying, I am ready to transform my life into one filled with truth and clarity. It's easy for me to transform and transmute challenging situations. I pay attention to my dreams and I easily interpret them. My understanding of symbols helps me with self-awareness. My emotions are balanced. And if they're not, we can check them quite easily, right? If we feel anger or discontent erupting up, let's really evaluate why we feel that, what triggered that, and what good is it going to do for us to act on that, to lash out. That's the one observant quality that is necessary to keep our peace of mind and be calm, right? What am I going to achieve by lashing out, right? Probably nothing. But to really identify why you're having that feeling is going to be more helpful. So this is also about amethyst. So have you noticed that there are people and situations that the real truth is yet to be revealed? Are you ready to break through the illusions of others, or perhaps the illusions that you've created? It's time for you to work through the emotions that create misconceptions, both that we create for ourselves and those that create it for others. So use your dreams as a tool to balance your emotions. It's easy for you to transform the challenges of your past and let your true nature shine through. Absolutely. And sometimes, I love that funny saying that everybody uses in films and on TV is, you're absolutely delusional. And what happens is we can believe this illusion or delusional thinking if we constantly use it as like a soundboard. Well, I've always believed this, so this is working, but this is a reality check on what really works for us, because we're trying to create a balanced atmosphere in our heart space and our head space. So people that know us, and even if they don't know us, people kind of get a sense of what's true or what's overly inflated. So it's really us just checking in with our emotions. And why would we want something to be other than it is as well? You know what I mean? When we want to work and base out of reality. So I'm loving this. So you now have the beautiful Six of Wands card, and I love the artwork in this so much. Look, they literally look like they're growing. And this is my favorite card in any deck, and it's because it's about you being celebrated for who you are, what you've done, your accomplishments. It's like accolades, and it's not like you went out purposely trying to achieve attention and accolades. It's just who you are and how you do things that gain attention, and then the results is people want to celebrate you for what you do, whether you're spreading a message, whether you're spreading beautiful creativity, you inspire others, whatever it is. This is the card that says you are deserving of a little light shining on your beautiful offerings to the world. And I really, really love that. So we're going to have one more gorgeous animal card too here. So the dolphin says, you understand communication from others, including what isn't said. Peacefulness and playfulness are yours, now and always. So you go with the ever-changing flow of life, willingly and joyfully. You breathe deeply, and oxygen replenishes your body. Every breath you take increases your force and vitality. And this is really interesting because this is talking about, having flexibility, being fluid and flexible, not having rigid outcomes in place. You allow for alterations in the main plan, and you don't get upset when they happen because you're being flexible. And I feel too that when we do this, we realize we're not doing this world all by ourselves. We remember that we have all these spirits and entities and people that help us on our journey, and it's like a welcoming embrace. Always that peacefulness will reside in us, and when we feel safe, we feel more playful, right? And that's very important as well. So I love that energy for you, group 2. Beautiful energy. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. Then we're on to Eagle. Now I love this because it says, I'm awakening every day in many ways. I enjoy seeking connection with my highest self and observing myself from a higher perspective. I have great clarity. I am a catalyst to awaken awareness of all beings. I see clearly now, and I become aware of profound spiritual truths. This isn't like just subconscious, like layaway plan that we just go in and tag whatever thought that pops in there. These are things that we really We research within ourselves and other people our observations, and we have clarity because we have a healthy detachment of not, how does this affect me? Me. You know, this is a collective. That's where that beautiful detachment comes in, because then you don't have ego, and then you're not trying to be hyper aware of how you appear or anything like that. It's the actual truth and how you connect with your best, highest self. And this is what basically this read was about, you know, your best version of yourself. When you awake every day, you have so many choices. And when you seek that connection with your highest self, when you're really observing what's going on, speaking less, listening more, that's when you get to achieve some of this new, beautiful, high vibrational energy. Now, the window quartz is saying, do you feel in connection with the sky above and the earth beneath your feet? You know, being aligned and being grounded. Are you aligned with your true spiritual nature? Are you able to see life from a greater perspective? Let your consciousness soar high as you stay grounded. So allow for your vision of your future to reach far and wide and align with the past and the present for yourself and others. But again, at that same time, abiding by, you know, your true nature, your authenticity, but are you really aligned with that true spiritual nature, which is, you know, everything that comes from the soul source, you know, which is greater reason, understanding, wisdom, wanting to learn, knowing we don't know everything and not acting like we do. First and foremost, not being judgmental or critical of anybody else, because that causes a defensiveness that nobody wants to listen or hear about it, right? We all have those family members or friends, you know, that are quick to jump in and criticize, and right away you're like, okay, you just turn the volume down on to or press the mute button. You don't need to hear that. If you want to have a normal conversation, that's fine, but you don't need somebody nitpicking at who you are, what you do, or any of that. It becomes very irritating, and it works as a deterrent to the relationship as a whole. You can see a lot of spouses do this at times, brothers and sisters, and it's really unfortunate. You know, this is about you becoming adaptable to great new environments that you're creating for yourself as well. So let's see what your tarot is. I love this. So you have the beautiful Ace of Swords here. I really love how this is done. I wanted to read this. There was one sentence in the book, and it was just so cool. All right, let me see. The only thing about these smaller versions of these books is, like, I feel like the writing is so tiny. So we got the Major Arcana. I think the swords come in first. Anyway, we got Cups, Pentacles, and then Swords. It was just like one sentence. I should have memorized it, but I got so excited. So the sword of the mind must be handled with delicacy and finesse. Triumph and disaster are a two-edged sword, right? It's just like we want to put thought into things, but we sure as hell don't want to overthink it or get critical, because then perfectionism comes in. That's a death of creativity. It also stops us once we start to do comparative visualizations, us against somebody else. Again, that starts to defeat us. So we really have control over our thoughts, and we can streamline them, become selective in what we decide to entertain, right? This is a process completely of delicacy and finesse and realizing what is going to work for us. And when we start to overthink, right away we can just close the door on that and go, thank you. This, you know, this doesn't need to be boiled to an absolute max. It's like it was just mulled over, good, flambe, ready to go. And then your next beautiful card is the Dog card. You attract loyal people into your life. Realize that you cultivate and you maintain meaningful relationships. You are loyal and faithful, so you're blessed with great friends, companions, and colleagues. You willingly share your love and your life with others, and that is a best possible aspect of everything as well. When we're loyal and we're not talking badly behind friends' backs, and we're not trying to elevate ourselves so we seem better, and we show our friends appreciation and gratitude for them, we keep these beautiful companions, colleagues, and loving friends because we're deserving of them, right? We're cultivating and maintaining meaningful relationships through, you know, just, it can be as simple as a text saying, you know, I was thinking of you today, I thought about this, whatever, not taking anybody for granted, right? Entitled friendships are very rough because, you know, friendships should be earned, and then again, everything that we cherish, we should show gratitude for it in any way we can. So I wanted to just quickly show you this, show you part of this deck because I was so impressed. If you're looking for like a fun Halloween deck, these are amazing. Look at that. Oh, it's like so sorrowful, and the writing in this was like really beautiful. Some of them look kind of vampiric. Some of them just look at the, you know, just vibrant, and some of them do take after fairy tales, but a darker version. Love that. I'll show you some of my favorite ones. This is really beautiful. Yeah, a lot of them have to do with angels, fairies. This is beautiful, very wistful, but the colors really glow. They use the blue and silvers, the yellows and grays, the greens and yellows. I really liked the strength card. I thought that was really beautiful. The vampire in there. But it's really great for fall, and I thought for new fun Halloween decks, this is really beautiful. I like the lighting too. Really gorgeous. And I've got to say, these are a absolute dream to shuffle. I was really, really impressed with the ease that these shuffle. Look at that. Oh, yo. Nice. Just do a few more. Loved that. You know, they're very moody, which I really like. That's gorgeous too, right? Love them. I'll just show you a few more. I love the Fool. I was really taken with that. She has a fairy map in her hand, which I thought was really cool. She's going to fairy find out. This was beautiful too. Okay, I just wanted to do a quick flip through to show you. Isn't that lovely? And again, you guys, I mean, that's just part of it. I want to save some of it for surprises because I like to be surprised by artwork too. And again, this is the Dark Fairy Tale Tarot. And they had, I think on the card, they had all kinds of other things. They have fun. The Fae Tarot. I mean, Lo Scarabeo does some amazing things. And then they had the Dark Angel. That's really beautiful. And look at that. And if you guys want to see this deck review, Cherry has it. She did a really great job. That's what interested me in this deck was the Royal Dark Tarot, because I just love I love some of the noir artwork in these. They're really bold and they're very unique, and as a collector is like I was like, oh yeah, I'm there. And then the other deck with the animals, I was impressed. Very inexpensive. I think it's like $15 on Amazon, and you actually get two-sided deck cards. You know, you have your animal on one side and then you have the crystal on the other. I'll give you an example, just show you real quick. And I thought it was funny. You know, you see the beaver. This kind of asks the questions over here. Are you taking action to bring your dreams into reality? And then you would turn it over. And then this has the thing. My thoughts and actions create favorable results. Really well done. The colors are beautiful. You feel really good and happy and light when you watch them. So love and light to you guys. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. And let me know too if you like these little flip throughs at the end, because I have so many decks that I think a lot of you have yet to see, you know, see a good deal of the artwork in it. And I like to just do that for like 2 or 3 minutes, because that helps me sometimes decide my decks. I'll go over and see what Cherry's up to with her reviews. And some of the stuff, there's striking things out there that just aren't brought to our attention unless we see it through this. So I thought that was a nice way to do that too. Again, you guys, thank you for all your beautiful comments and, you know, your hilarity. You guys are just so funny over on Instagram too. I love all your memes and your DMs. So love and light to you guys. I'm going to go upload.